BCB British Championship basketball season commences here in the heart of Berkshire, and what a contest to get us all started. It is the hometown Aldermore Reading Rockets taking on the Worthing Thunder. The circumstances may have changed, but the game remains the same. A warm afternoon to you all. John Hobbs, Charlie Haynes alongside me here on the BCB YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us, Charlie. It all comes down now. It's all over. The hype is real. A BCB season is among us.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Yes, thank you, John. And what a game to get us started. The wonderful Thunder versus the high-flying Reading Rockets. What a matchup to start us off. I could not be more excited for this one.
Absolutely. It's all coming down to this. Let's look at the two teams for today's game. Let's start with the visiting Worthing Thunder. Of course, last season finishing bottom of the pile in the old NBL Division 1. But what a squad they have assembled this summer. Most notably MVP Justin Hopkins from the Reading Rockets. Of course, Bodhi Adalola, Malachi Bocci Yadam remain in the squad along with Jonathan Lashley. But there's another name as well that stands out that you are really interested in as well, isn't there, Charlie?
John, you may be a team that struggled last season, but with the likes of Adrian Scarborough in this new squad, straight out of Milton Keynes, and Matthew Bryan and Marnin, this team is one that could go maybe from bottom all the way to the top.
And let's go to the hometown Reading Rockets. Of course, they've lost some personnel, most notably Justin Hopkins to the Worthing Thunder. Mitch Clark as well has gone to the SLB. He's joined the Newcastle Eagles. But there is a lot of excitement building for this season. Victor Olorere and Tyner Sangu remain amongst others. Lewis Champion and Zane Porman, Matt Holman. Jax Boonite is another player that really stands out. And high-flying Malik Bryant. He should be exciting to watch.
Absolutely, John. A really exciting group. I've been able to watch a couple of their training sessions. It's certainly a team that's full of excitement, a good shooting team and high-flying. And who needs Magic Mitch when you got Super Cooper, Cooper Creek here, replacing the Wizard of Oz?
Wizard of Oz version 2.0 maybe, with Cooper Creek, as you see the Reading Rockets there in your picture. Our three referees for today's game: Luke Doe, Alexandra Bentner and Jamie Wheeler, as even I get my vocal cords warmed up for what promises to be an incredible new season. The inaugural BCB season is here. This is a BCB trophy encounter. Of course, the holders of this trophy are the Reading Rockets, who beat the Milton Keynes Breakers in Guildford last March. Of course, that was when it was called the Kit King Trophy, so the circumstances in that have changed as well. Starting fives for today's game. Let's start with the visiting Worthing Thunder. Adrian Scarborough, Bodhi Adalola, Elliot Dadds. Good to see Elliot Dadds back on the court this season, alongside Justin Hopkins and Elijah Maynard. So two of the five for Worthing, former Reading Rockets players. For the Rockets, Jax Boonite, Victor Olorere, Simon Chamberlain, Malik Bryant and Cooper Creek will be the starting five. So it's a very different starting five to what we're used to with the Reading Rockets.
Absolutely, but a lineup that offers so much versatility. Like we talked about the high-flying Tyner Sangu off the bench. That's something we haven't seen for quite a while, even considering the end of last season. I think this game as well, being the first one, you talk about it being obviously a new cup. It might have had a former name, but a new cup. First game, you want to make an impression.
We are getting set for action here at Loddon Valley, a near full house here in the heart of Berkshire. Cooper Creek and Adrian Scarborough will jump us up, and this game and this season is underway. And Reading gets the first possession with Bryant. Here is Boonite. Chamberlain inside to Creek. Bryant hangs and scores.
Great first action from Reading, getting Cooper Creek in the low post, an important early touch for him.
Hopkins nearly lost the ball. Boonite with some good defense there. And Worthing will keep the ball from the possession arrow, but Jax Boonite immediately there, we see the defense that he will bring.
Absolutely, and it's important in a game like this with so many offensive threats.
Worthing, of course, a very changed lineup to last season. Here is Hopkins. Gives it up. Dad's a 3. That's off the back iron. It's rebounded by Scarborough. And Worthing reset with Hopkins. Here is Dad's again. In a bit of space is Hopkins, and he is fouled. Maynard with the pass at the top. And Hopkins will head to the stripe.
Interesting starts from both teams. You see Rockets go straight to an action, get Cooper Creek an inside look and play out the low post. Meanwhile, Worthing Thunder looking to play with big spacing and just simply play pick and roll with good spacing and movement away from the ball.
Well, we mentioned as well, Elliot Dadds. Great to see Elliot Dadds back in action as well. And also on the Worthing bench, a great big welcome back to the BCB and the top leagues to Gary Smith, who was a long-time coach here at Thunder, and of course has led the Brighton Bears in the lower divisions, and he's done very great there, and it's good to see him back with the Thunder. Reading now on the possession. Creek marked by Scarborough. That'll be a good matchup to see here today. Chamberlain gets past Adelola and buries a 2.
Yeah, lovely little set there again from Reading. Inside catch, but this time going to a pick and roll, and similar to Worthing, good spacing off the ball.
Scarborough. Great footwork from Scarborough and the reverse.
Yeah, someone really dangerous from that short corner. A good 1v1 player from the mid-range.
Well, both teams in rhythm early on, really attacking the paint, getting their shots up. It's been a great start. Bryant exploding to the cup, and he will lose the ball. It'll be a Worthing possession, but already we've seen with Malik Bryant what we are expecting to see this season: athleticism, high-flying action from him.
Yep, for sure, and might be a smaller guard, but can definitely hang around with the big guys around the rim.
Spent last season in Bosnia and Herzegovina, a former Flagler alumni, as Maynard misses the 3 from the wing. And here is Bonite. Bonite, another alumni from Flagler. Here is Olarerin, lost the ball, and here comes Dadds. 3-on-3, Dadds pulls up and drills a mid-range.
Yeah, a little bit too much space in transition. You've got to put more influence on the ball there.
Olarerin to Creek. Bryant in the corner, Bonite, a 3.
Continuity pick and roll for Reading Rockets, trying to go to multiple ball screens, find shooters in the corner, and that's what happens when you do.
7-6 in favor of the Rockets. Maynard with the cut and the score.
Lovely finish from Elijah Maynard, and that's someone we know John could score at this arena.
Leading scorer in the old NBL Division 1 last season, and he gets the steal. There's a pass from Bonite off balance. Here is Adelola. Adelola needs no invitation, but misses the 3 at the top. Here is Bryant. Malik Bryant looking for Creek, finds him. Bonite, no hesitation, buries a 3.
You guys just hit one in the opposite corner. Very next possession, you leave him wide open. That's something Worthing got to want to have a look at. Don't want to leave him open too often.
Adelola to Scarborough. Scarborough muscling his way in, and the rebound taken by Creek. Adelola had a bit of a lane there, decided to pass it off. Chamberlain, a 3. No. And it's taken by Maynard, 2-on-1. Adelola, and in the open floor is Maynard. Is Hopkins.
Someone that can definitely hit an open 3 is Simon Chamberlain, but I did think he had a lane to the rim there. Maybe an opportunity to go and get some easy points all the way at the bucket.
Tied up at 10. Lovely cut to the hoop, and the finish from Bonite. Great find from Chamberlain.
Excellent find from Simon Chamberlain. You can see Rockets wanted to go to multiple ball screens, but saw the back cut. Great find by Chamberlain.
Scarborough. Maynard. Maynard dancing, pulling it up, and burying the mid-range.
Yeah, Worthing managed to get some good looks around the mid-range early. Rockets might want to just try and have a little bit more of an impact on the ball. 1v1 defense key for them here.
Maynard off to a 2-3 start from the field for 4 points. Here is Bryant. There's a mismatch there with Creek and Adelola. And Adelola with his first foul of this contest. First foul of the game, first foul of the BCB season.
But actually quite a smart foul as well, because there was a mismatch inside. Cooper Creek, definitely someone that would have had the advantage if he received the ball. So take a quick foul, put the ball on the sideline and match back up with the better matchups.
My apologies, that was actually the second foul of this contest.
That's right, John, no one noticed,
we're getting rusty, aren't we? Shaking off the season rust. Here is Olarerin. Porman into the game for the first time and on the ball. Zane Porman. Creek a three, that's short. And Zane Porman pulls up for the rebound, can't get that to fall, and that'll be a Worthing possession.
Porman, such a versatile player, someone that can play from the three-point line, but actually, you might notice he started to back his man down into the paint then. I think he wanted to post him up. Spacing wasn't quite right, so he just got his head down and got downhill.
One of the first players to re-sign for the Rockets in the summer, shot 55% from the field in very well-balanced figures. As Maynard again for three.
Again, I just feel like the influence on the ball isn't quite enough here from Rockets. It's too easy for Worthing to get to their jump shots. We need to try and force them into some actions.
Especially when you average around 23 points a game last season, leading the league. And a whistle has gone. As Matthew Brian Ammoning comes into the game for the first time for the Thunder. Elliot Dadds heads to the bench. Also good to see NBA in the league again this season. Of course, spent a little bit of time with the London Cavaliers last season. Here is Scarborough on the spin. Good defense from Porman, but Scarborough stays with it.
It's players like Hopkins, Scarborough, Manning, and Maynard, very long team, tough to keep them off the offensive boards.
No doubt they will be a challenge on the offensive glass. As a steal there from Maynard. Here is Brian Manning. On the spin over Porman. Good defense from Porman. Brian Ammoning did well to get a shot off there as Porman has it. Bryant. A lot of time on the shot clock. Porman exploding to the basket. Good defense from Brian Manning. And now Hopkins in the open floor. Blocked by Bryant. And on the follow was Maynard. And a timeout called by the Reading Rockets. And Worthing Thunder silently racing out to a 19-12 lead. 3:49 to play in the first. In what has been a very fast-paced, open first 7 or 6 minutes and a bit of change.
Yeah, I actually think the Rockets' offense isn't too bad. I think they're getting the kind of looks that they want. You could see on the last possession, Samit Mirazadeh trying to get Malik Bryant into the post and actually try and play his guard as a post-up player. I think the conversation in that timeout is going to be taking away the threat from Worthing Thunder. I think it's been a little bit too easy for them to get looks in 1v1. I think Rockets need to try and force them into a few more ball screens or a few different sets. At the minute, Thunder are spacing the floor, playing 1v1, and they're getting a lot of success out of it.
And one interesting thing as well, the 19 points Thunder have scored, 10 of them have been in the paint as well. So that defense really needs to be improved, and that's something that Samit Mirazadeh will be looking to improve on.
And I would be almost certain one of the things he usually point out is the fact that Rockets have only had 2 fouls. Early in the season, you want to be aggressive, especially 1v1. A team playing 1v1, there's no reason to be getting beat. So it should be a real big focus for them to play 1v1 defense, and definitely a case of if you can't guard your man, foul him.
Well, Reading Rockets are shooting 62% from the floor, which backs up your claim, Charlie, of good offense from the Rockets. However, they've only shot 8 field goals in this game. Conversely, Worthing Thunder are 53% from the floor, 8 of 15 from the field. So Thunder certainly are getting the better looks right now, and something for Reading to work on here. Here is Bryant, the floater. Good defense again from Brian Ammoning. But Reading keep it. 8 to shoot. Beautiful move there from Brian in the finish.
I love the decision from Bryant to not pass the ball, but to tell his teammates to give him space, make a man and defend, a quick guard from the perimeter. Good things happen when you play small v big.
Scarborough at the top. Hopkins. Maynard has it. 7 to shoot for the Thunder. Maynard, the turnaround, gets the friendly roll.
And again, you can see 1v1, Elijah Maynard getting to the spot that he wants to get to, just rising up, finding it very easy to get good looks at the minute.
Horman, good passing around the perimeter, but Thunder matching it with defense. Here is Bryant, shot clock in single figures. Bryant buries a 2.
Whatever you can do, we can do too. Gets to the mid-range, rises up and strings it.
This first quarter, is almost zipped around. It's under nearly 2 minutes to play as Hopkins gets to the bucket and a foul.
That is a great take from Justin Hopkins. We've seen him play in the post a lot this year, but now playing a slightly different role as a guard as he did before he came to Reading, getting downhill, using his muscle, getting all the way to the rack. Great job to still find a way to finish the play.
Well, Lewis Champion will check in for the Rockets, as will Matt Ullman, as Victor Olarerin and Malik Bryant heads to the bench. And Justin Hopkins, 2-time MVP last season, National Cup and League MVP. No one went to the line for the Rockets more than Justin Hopkins. 160 attempts at the stripe last season, makes his first. And the Thunder lead by 8 with 2:30 to play. Portman, all kinds of space, but that's way off. And here is Hopkins driving to the hoop. Good defense from Champion, but Scarborough again picking up the loose pieces. Excuse me, that might have been Maynard actually. And 2 shots for Worthing. And Zane Horman will come out, and Malik Bryant, who only was on the bench for around 10 seconds, now checks back in. Elijah Maynard will head to the line. For second season with the Thunder, Reading fans know him very well. Spent a year here a couple of seasons ago, and he makes the first. But a player that's been settled now in Worthing, is one of the community coaches on the South Coast and has really made Worthing his home.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can tell it's feeling like home being back at Loddon Valley. 13 points already. We're not even 8 minutes into the game.
Bryant, Champion, here is Ullman. Creek, really yet to get going. 9 on the shot clock for Cooper Creek, loses the ball, and again the Thunder come up with it, and that'll be an unsportsmanlike foul. Cooper Creek tripping up Justin Hopkins. And right now, Cooper Creek struggling in his first few minutes in this BCB season. Had a really good preseason for the Rockets. Had 20 points against Surrey and had only arrived in the country 36 hours prior. But right now, just not getting into any sort of rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, you can see at the minute he's playing through the low post. I think this is a very tough team to do that against. It makes sense for him to do it. It's a place that he's really able to score from and facilitate from. I think it might be worth, next time in the low post, actually going to that handoff that he's been doing, where he dribbles up to the guard, who after the guard receives a screen, and he plays a 2-man game. I think that's also more something that he might want to look at to try and get him some slightly different looks and different catches.
12-point lead now for the Thunder with 2:02 to play. Elijah Maynard leading all scorers with 13, as mentioned earlier on, as Cooper Creek comes out of the game, and Tyler Sangu for the first time checks in. And a rare mistake there from the Thunder, as Scarborough's pass intended for Hopkins slips out of his hands, and Rockets get the ball, and that's the first turnover of this game for the Thunder. Bryant, Ullman, Champion, a 3, corner pocket, that's short. Bryant picks it up and blows the layup. It's a scramble for the ball, and it will stay in possession of the Rockets, but Malik Bryant there needs to make those layups.
Yeah, but a great job actually getting the offensive rebound. A good look for Lewis Champion as well. Great read. He's supposed to lift into a ball screen there, but actually he saw that his man was playing off him, stayed deep in the corner where he really could definitely hit a 3 ball from there and managed to get a good look.
1:39 to play in the first. Here is Champion. And Champion is fouled by Scarborough. And Rockets in the penalty already, and that's a first foul on Scarborough, a second team foul for Worthing. Getting a little bit physical out there on the floor as Champion still has the ball. Champion now exploding to the basket. Way to stay with it, Lewis Champion.
Great patience from Champion. Manages to wait for the driving lane and make a really good left-handed finish.
Hopkins wild, but he'll go back to the foul line.
And this is the bit that Hopkins has that makes him so unique. He's currently playing as a guard. He's playing as a shooting guard. So Rockets currently with 3 small players on the court. And now you've got someone like Justin Hopkins to guard. You've got a smaller player defending someone who just played in the post last season. But there's no other option because of the size of Thunder. Hopkins' versatility makes him a really special player.
Into the game for the first time, Troy McAdoo for the Thunder. And Elliot Dad's coming in as well as Adiolola comes out, as does Scarborough. Hopkins misses the first. 10-point lead for the Thunder, 1:18 to play. Make that an 11-point lead with 1:18 to play here in the first quarter of this BCB Trophy contest. First BCB game of the new season, a new era here at Loddon Valley. Here is Bo Knight. 6 to shoot. Bo Knight, a long 3. And Dads picks up the rebound, and Hopkins has it, and Worthing quick to get out in the fast break. Here is Maynard, a pull-up 2, money.
Yeah, and tough one. Rockets didn't get a shot that they would have wanted last possession. They're struggling to score in the last couple of minutes, and that's the shot they get. Leads into transition and a Maynard mid-range pull-up.
Bo Knight to the basket.
Much better, get a paint touch and create from there. On that particular paint touch, Bo Knight saw an opportunity to finish and a good lay.
An 11-point lead now for the Thunder as we enter the final 25 seconds. McIndoe. Maynard, and that's a bad pass really from Maynard as Brian Ammoning was literally on the line there going out of bounds. So final possession, or should be the final possession of this first period for the Rockets. Shot clock is off, final seconds of the first. Rockets will like to get this to a single-digit game. And Bo Knight misses the 3, and that is wild from McIndoe. Well, why not, he says. And that ends the first 10 minutes here at Loddon Valley, and it's a 31-20 lead for the visiting Worthing Thunder. 11 of 18, or actually 11 of 19 from the field for them. A really consistent first quarter, and they lead by 11.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think you can see in the last couple of possessions, Thunder are getting a lot of success on defense, forcing Rockets into some tougher looks. Bo Knight finishing with 10, but obviously those last 2 threes were tougher looks, so he's going to want to try and re-find his momentum coming into the second quarter. I think the offense of Thunder has been pretty simple but very effective. They're trying to find the right kind of matchup, and they're trying to play with big spacing, play 1v1. They clearly recognize that size is their advantage, so they're trying to make use of that. I wonder if Rockets may potentially look to make some changes, hard to switch, hard to guard, and maybe even look at some zone early in the second quarter.
And you talk about the bigs as well for Thunder, and right now, Adrian Scarborough has 4 points, Justin Hopkins has 10, leading all scorers Elijah Maynard, though, with 15, 6 of 7 from the field. Justin Hopkins is 10 points, 6 of them have come from the stripe.
Absolutely, you can see it with Hopkins and Maynard. A lot of their attacks are coming from the three-point line, but it's actually leading into just out-muscling their guard. The tricky thing is, Thunder are playing really big. They've got a Manning in, for example, for a bit of a longer duration towards the end of the first quarter, which stops the bigger players from Rockets being able to switch onto these stronger matchups that the guards are struggling with. That's why I wonder if zone may be the answer. So you've always got a bit of size around the rim, and the guards could just focus on protecting the three-point line.
Well, it's a new season of BCB action. This is a new era And we are delighted for you all to join us. John Hobbs, Charlie Haynes on hand here at Loddon Valley. Numerous subtle differences. Reading Rockets, of course, now principal sponsor by Aldermore. So they're now known as the Aldermore Reading Rockets. A great partnership between the two. And obviously for the BCB, their principal sponsor is Molten. And instead of using the old Wilson balls like last season, this season it's Molten.
Oh, I love the throwback to the Molten basketballs. I love it. And of course, Aldermore, fantastic sponsor for the Rockets. It was only just at the end of last season. We threw a girls event actually using Aldermore, but we got some inspiring female role models to talk about growing up as females and how to be successful in almost what people can define as a men's industry. It was really interesting.
Lots of incredible partnerships, loads of great content that will be coming onto social media and all throughout the BCB this season. It'll be a unforgettable first campaign as Brian Ammoning misses or loses the ball. Ullman driving to the basket, misses the layup. Ball is loose, Thunder come up with it. Maynard, he'll pull up, and that's no good. And Maynard, the ball is loose, bodies are on the floor, and Rockets will keep possession.
I mean, Maynard definitely someone that can hit the mid-range jump shot, but I'm really surprised he actually took that one. I know he's in rhythm after his last few makes, but it was a 3v1. Draw the defender, make the easy pass. Could have been an easy layup.
So far, so good, though, for the Worthing Thunder, leading by 11. Reading, over the last few years, have had good history over the previous results. Of course, they did the double over Thunder in the league and in the old Kit King Trophy last season. Bow Knight. Right now, Reading's mid-range game is stalled after a good start. Here is Maynard to Brian Ammoning. He can shoot from there, but misses the three on that attempt. And here is Bow Knight. Bow Knight using his speed to get past NBA. Bryant, a three.
Lovely play between the two new guards. Bryant hitting that big three after a Bow Knight drive. He managed to draw the defense, make a good find. Wide open three. He doesn't miss many of them.
McIndoe. Dats. Maynard again pulls up, and this time he will go to the line. Elijah Maynard loving the pull-up.
Yeah, absolutely, and we can see that he's clearly hit quite a few of those. I'm actually a bit surprised by how Thunder have started this second quarter. They're going into very set-based offense. We saw a little post-up for Manning off a couple of screens, and now we're seeing a similar offense to what Rockets have been running with continuity ball screen. I think continue doing what's working, space the floor, find the right matchup, play 1v1, and force Rockets to do something different defensively.
Well, Justin Hopkins going out for his first breather of this contest. Brian Ammoning also on the bench. As Maynard hits the first, Scarborough and Adiolola come back into the game. Cooper Creek comes in for the Rockets, as does Victor Olorerin. As Maynard hits them both. Here is Bryant. Bryant looking to get past Maynard. Double team comes. Here is Olorerin. Olorerin with the first wedgie of the season.
Really interesting. That last play, Bryant goes into a post-up and Thunder end up double teaming. And that's really interesting because you wouldn't think that that would be the kind of 1v1 matchup, a smaller guard for Reading posting up. You wouldn't think that would be such a big threat, but clearly Thunder have recognized that he has made a bit of damage down there, and now they're sending two, and it's opened up opportunities for others.
Champion. Olorerin gets past Adiolola and puts it in, and a foul.
Yeah, big play for Olorerin. Mirazade just asked the referees to talk if his basket's good, and it is. One shot to come. Big play from Olorerin coming off the bench. Instant impact.
Certainly what was needed. for the Rockets. Olarerin, who had such an incredible season for the Rockets last time out. 26 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals in the playoff final victory over the Milton Keynes Breakers. Averaged 16 points, 5 boards last season. Someone who started the season coming off the bench and then towards the second half was rotated into the starting 5, but despite the adjustment, just relished the fact that he was on the floor. Here is Adeola for the Thunder. He'll pull up for 2. He'll bury the 2.
And nice pull-up from Adeola, a little bit too easy. Rockets, again, will really want to take pride in their 1v1 matchups after the first quarter.
One of 3 players in the old NBL for Worthing to score over 4,000 points in that league. Olarerin misses the 3, and Adeola comes up with it. Adeola lost the ball, still comes up in the hands of Hopkins, who loses everything. And here comes Olarerin, and he'll backtrack. Olarerin for 3, buries it.
Rockets looking to live and die by the jump shot a little bit, but it is working for them. Olarerin, big shot, 7-point game.
35-28. Biggest lead of the game for the Thunder was 13. Adeola, no hesitation. And right into the welcome arms of Matt Ullman. Here is Olarerin. Bryant wide open, a 3. No, on the follow though was Ullman.
Ullman with a big follow. Rockets creating a lot of opportunities in transition. A smart timeout from the Thunder. Momentum is going away with Rockets in the mid-stage of the second quarter. Thunder trying to slow that down and get themselves back to some clearer strategy and try and get themselves back in favor on the scoreboard.
Cool, calm and collected there. You see right on the right-hand side of your screen, Thunder head coach Gary Smith. He's been there, seen it, done it in his near 40-year basketball career as he calls the timeout for the Thunder. But as you say, Charlie, a very good spell this from the Reading Rockets. Matt Ullman with the finish there, and they have trimmed a 13-point deficit to a 5-point game, and they have really come out of the block strong in this second quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. And even the last 30, 40 seconds, I think about what created the advantage for Reading. It was actually getting out in transition, rebounding and running. Thunder won't want to be giving up easy points because actually in the 5v5 game, Thunder are actually having a little bit more success. Rockets are going to want to get out in transition, get early paint touches, and keep the defense moving by continuing to move the ball. I wonder if this timeout might be something centered around how they react to the shot, whether that's rebounding, returning, specific roles for specific players to try and make sure that there's always someone back when Rockets rebound the ball on defense.
Well, a new season of BCB action, and the action will continue next weekend as well. This is the only game in town here today as we start this new campaign. And it all builds up to be quite an incredible season as well. As Dads has it. Dads to Adeola. Inside, McIndoe misses the layup, and here comes Champion again. The lob, and it can't quite be finished off by Ullman, but Reading will keep it. Yeah, maybe a bit too enthusiastic.
Yeah, but you can see, even with a couple of defenders back, Champion trying to push the pace and get an early paint touch. I don't blame Reading for trying to keep that pace. That's what gave them success just before the timeout.
5 seasons strong now, Champion, who has the ball and puts in a 3.
Boom, and let Justin Hopkins know about it. 2-point game.
Well, when these two teams met in the early part of last season, he had 4 3-pointers for 20 points. As Hopkins responds, no he doesn't, Olarerin rebounds. 2-point game, Reading can tie or take the lead. Bryant driving to the basket, puts it in, we are tied at 35.
What a magical finish from Bryant, gets to the basket, fakes to the corner, steps back to his right hand. The pressure is on the Thunder.
Bryant with 11. Adelola backs down. Olarerin misses the turnaround. And now Reading, a new lease of life on the spin and the score from Olarerin.
Advantage Reading, 2 points up. Rockets have the lead. Thunder still have a timeout. Will they throw another one out? Only minutes after the last one.
The Euro step finish from Olarerin in the open floor, just how he likes it. Travelling violation on Adelola.
Thunder are playing all sorts of offenses, and yet how many shots have we seen Hopkins, how many shots have we seen Maynard have in this second quarter? Not enough, in my opinion. They're the guys that were giving you success. They were punishing the guards 1v1. I haven't seen a 1v1 in the last few minutes.
Well, Worthing have only shot 7 field goal attempts in this second quarter. It's been all Reading thus far. A 15-4, or excuse me, a 17-4 second period thus far from the hosts. Champion, plenty of time on the shot clock. Bryant created a bit of space, instead drive to the basket. Beautiful footwork and the finish.
That is excellent 1v1 play from Malik Bryant. Now Thunder here don't need to rush. Take your time, get the look you want, and get a nice clean offense.
Well, they nearly got a back court there, but Adelola just about saved it. Maynard, they need him to get going. Maynard, no. Rebound Champion. All the momentum is with the hosts right now. And the pass from Champion right into the waiting hands of Maynard. Dads. As you say, Charlie, Worthing just slowing it down. Go back to their strength. Simple offense. And the steal from Nasangu. Nasangu in the open floor.
And it is Nasangu flying high. Big one-hand hammer. Loddon Valley is making some noise.
Offensive foul called. Champion getting in the way of Matthew Bryan Ammoning. And Luke Doe in good position.
Loddon Valley stood up on their feet, jumping up and down. I can barely contain myself. Look at the last 2 minutes. Rockets pushing the pace, high flying, taking charges. This is the game we want to see to open the BCB trophy.
21-4 in this second period for the Rockets. It was a great start from the Thunder, but they have stalled at this present time as Gary Smith calls another timeout. And right now, this is all Reading Rockets. The Aldermore Reading Rockets are really coming alive in this second period. There's a timeout called on the floor, 3:51 to play in the half. And this is exactly what the near sellout crowd here at Loddon Valley wants to see.
Absolutely, but of course, Thunder, the kind of team that can come back at any point. They already got themselves off to a good lead in the first quarter. I do think they're slightly overcomplicating things a little bit, but however, with the kind of talent they got on the floor, I don't blame them for trying to create lots of tricky two-man games.
For sure, absolutely. They really just dominated in the paint, didn't they, in the first quarter? As you mentioned, simple offenses that worked to their advantage. Right now, it's just a case of going back to their strengths that they did in the first few minutes that allowed them to just dominate so easily.
Well, for me, that's the thing, John. If you look even at the three-point column in the stat sheet, that tells you a lot. 5 of 13 for the Reading Rockets, 13 shots. That's something they need to do. They're a bit smaller. Touch the paint, move the ball, take the looks that you can get hold of. Worthing only 1 of 8. It's not their strength at this current point in time in this game. So if I'm them, I'm probably looking to post up one of the guards. Can I get Hopkins on a little 1v1? Can I keep going to Maynard to try and get us out of this slump?
Well, it's a near sellout crowd here at Loddon Valley this afternoon, just like it really has been all of last season, and we are expecting that this season as well. Some great sales for the tickets, for the season tickets. As the new look Aldermore Reading Rockets right now lead by 6. Looking to extend it further. Hopkins with great defense on Bryant. 7 to shoot for the Rockets. Here is Nasangu. And Brian Ammoning stands his ground. Here is Brian Ammoning on the ball. Adelola. Hopkins attacking. Dad's a 3. And it's rebounded by Ullman. Here is Olarerin full burst of speed, the floater.
Yeah, Rockets continuing to find success when they push the pace. Thunder here with an opportunity to try and get a look. They've got time, they've got the shot clock, no rush, no panic.
And both teams not in any real foul trouble as well, especially with the team fouls. Maynard off the good feed from NBA, and he puts it in.
Interesting, you see Hopkins posting up on one side, didn't have it. What do? They play 1v1 to Maynard on the other side of the court.
Nearing 2:30 to play in the half. Bryant, Ullman, Olarerin dancing. Here is Bryant.
Lovely find from Olarerin. That is classy and experienced to know to dish that one off to the cutting teammate.
Right now, Reading are a totally different team to the one we saw in the early stages of the first period. They have really come out of the blocks. Hopkins doesn't get it to fall. NBA on the follow.
Great job from NBA, struggling to get his looks in this game. So what do? You find ones off the hustle plays. Go and chase the rebound and tip it back in.
Former University of Washington alumni. Now a crafty veteran. He probably won't like that being said, Matthew Brian Ammoning, but he's certainly been around the basketball scene. He's been all over the globe, now settling back home in the UK. And certainly great to see a player of his caliber in the BCB, as we see a lot of high caliber players.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is two rosters full of talent, and they're showing it right now. High flying, high scoring, lots of good talent on both ends of the floor.
Here is one of them, Champion from the wing. Buries a 3.
And that puts all the pressure on Thunder, starting the quarter up by 11. 1.5 minutes left in the second, they're down by 9.
Hopkins, under 90 seconds to play in the half. Here is Maynard to Brian Ammoning, putting the moves on the Nasangu. 2 Londoners going at it, but Brian Ammoning on the deck, and it will stay with the Thunder.
And pulling the chair, Tyner Sangu feels the contact from Manning, knows he's about to back him down one more, so just takes a couple of steps back. That's what led to Manning falling over, and then all you got to do, get 2 hands on the ball, and as long as one player from each team has both hands on the ball, jump ball's called.
Zane Portman coming back in, and Malik Bryant comes out for the Rockets. 15 points, 4 rebounds so far for Malik Bryant. Here is Maynard. Maynard from the elbow. As the shot clock wound down and Portman collects the loose change. As we enter the final minute of the half, Olarerin a 3, money!
And Olarerin celebrates that one as the Valley hold up 3 fingers on both hands to celebrate a 3-point make and a 12-point lead for Reading.
7th 3-pointer for the Rockets in this game thus far. Adelola has it, putting the moves on Champion. 2 veterans going at it. Adelola the finish.
Yeah, big shot from Adelola. Thunder needed something to try and stop this run. That might do it, but they need to stop on the defensive end as well now.
Champion. Oh, the pass was loose, but it just about found Ullman. Champion has it back. Shot clock in single figures. Adelola hits the deck. Champion a 3, puts it in!
Drops his man and pulls up, holds the follow through. What a make from Lewis Champion.
Final seconds of the half. What a half it's been for the Rockets. Maynard on the buzzer though.
Big shot from Elijah Maynard to get that 3 right back.
But from trailing by 11 at the end of the first half, Reading stormed out of the blocks. A 21-4 start and a 34-10 finish. Overall, they lead 54-44 at the half.
Absolutely. Thunder with lots to talk about at halftime. What a flying half quarter they had in the very first 10 minutes of the game. But the second quarter, they changed their game plan quite a bit, changed their style of play. They only had 8 points before there was only a minute left in the quarter. And then we saw a big shot from Maynard to try and get a little bit more on the board. I think definitely for them, they're going to try and find some easier ways of scoring to start the second half.
Malik Bryant leads the way for the Rockets with 15 points. 4 players in double figures for Reading. Victor Olorarian with 12, Lewis Champion 11, Jax Bonite with 10. Rockets shooting 60% from the floor. Elijah Maynard, though, 22 points, leading all scorers. Justin Hopkins has 10. But at halftime, it is the Reading Rockets 54, the Worthing Thunder 44. We'll be back in roughly 13 minutes' time. Hello everyone, welcome back to Loddon Valley, here in the heart of Berkshire, where the hometown Aldermore Reading Rockets lead the Worthing Thunder 54-44, heading into the third period. John Hobbs, Charlie Haynes on hand to guide you through the events of this second half. And it's so far, Charlie, been a tale of two quarters, hasn't it? Worthing Thunder coming out to a good start, leading by 11, and now the Reading Rockets full head of steam in the second period, and they have a 10-point lead going into this third period.
Absolutely. Both teams are going to start with trying to get some easy points through simple opportunities, such as chasing offensive rebounds, such as getting out fast in transition, such as touching passes, trying to get out and break away. They're going to want to try and score early if they can, but if not, at least touch the paint, get the defense moving, maybe leave your sets for a little bit later.
And it's kind of been a tale of 5 players when it comes to the scoring on both sides. Malik Bryant, 15 points, Victor Olarerin, 12, and Lewis Champion, 11 for the Rockets. Elijah Maynard leading all scorers with 22. Justin Hopkins with 10. It's almost been the Reading Rockets connection for both teams, hasn't it? But for Worthing to get going now in this third period, other players will need to step up.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see them start to go to more team-based offense. I think early it might be worth looking to try and isolate some key scorers, but not so much just so that they can be the ones to shoot, but more so that they can attract more defenders and create easier looks for their teammates.
And for Reading, it's just a case of doing what you did in the second period, breaking out in transition, getting good looks, and executing your offense.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to make sure they get out early, and if it breaks down, can they at least keep an advantage? Touch the paint, keep the ball moving, see if they can get second or third paint touches.
Olarerin, and here we go, starting off the third period. Creek still yet to get off the mark in 11 minutes on the floor. Olarerin, beautiful pass inside, and Cooper Creek, there he is, his first field goal of the game.
Yeah, Cooper Creek will want that one. Tough offensive first half for him, so he'll really be pleased to get a bucket in the first 20 seconds of the second half.
Had a fantastic preseason, as we mentioned earlier on, especially against the Surrey 89ers. Scarborough attacking Tyner Sangu, and he'll go to the line. And for Adrian Scarborough, a player who averaged a double-double last season with the Milton Keynes Breakers, and someone who will be a constant threat when he's on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. Did a great job with MK Breakers in the latter stage of the season here at Loddon Valley, and had a great season throughout whilst with the Breakers. So a really good pickup for Worthing, and they've got so much diversity in their lineup. Alongside
Kai Walker, got 26 points, 13 boards in the playoff final against the Rockets last season in Manchester. Kai Walker had 27 in that game. He's now gone to the Hemel Storm for this season. Plenty of Rockets fans wanted Kai in their team for this season, as Olarerin goes to the basket and a foul.
And a great take from Olarerin, gets contact, pushes through it, throws the ball ahead of him to give him a bit of extra momentum, makes the layup and one.
Victor Olarerin, a firm fan favorite here, second season with the Rockets after joining from the Essex Rebels, and someone who was the MVP of that playoff final. As we mentioned, 26 points against the Breakers. Tottenham native, misses the free throw. Scarborough has a bit of room but loses the ball. Cooper Creek collects it. Horman picks up the loose pieces. Olarerin a three, buries it.
Boom, Olarerin is feeling hot. Great start to the second half for him.
5 points in this third period already. Hopkins from the baseline.
Good look for Hopkins. He needs to get his field goal attempts early in this second half. Didn't get enough in the second quarter, so he'll want to see the ball a lot in the third.
12 for Hopkins against his former club. Nsangu. Olarerin is open. Olarerin is feeling it.
And they're going to have to do something defensively, Worthing Thunder, to try and take him out of the game. He's getting looks at will to start the second half.
Hopkins attacks Creek. Creek stands his ground. Bo Knight. Olorarian again. Again, no. Nearly got it to fall in and out. Bo Knight in rhythm. That's in and out. And the rebound taken by Scarborough. Only his 4th rebound of this contest to go with 6 points. Still has the ball. Bumps Nsangu. And Portman rebounds. Olorarian attacking. Good defense there from Hopkins, anticipating what Olorarian was going to do. Adiolola, beautiful pass to Dads. Dads the finish.
Great job defensively for Bo Knight to stop the transition, but good patience and good vision from the Thunder side. Get Dads a wide open backdoor cut.
Creek. Portman. Backing down Hopkins. Olorarian with 3 on the shot clock, the runner.
And Olorarian is getting far too many looks. They're going to have to try and take him out of the game. Maybe start denying him, maybe change his matchup.
22 for Victor Olorarian. Maynard at the top, that'll miss everything.
And now I do have to say, John, they look like he had quite a bit of contact on that shot. I think he feels a bit hard done by not to be at the line right now.
Gary Smith, the head coach, and assistant coach, Zaire Taylor, glued to their seats. Now Gary Smith comes up. But Rockets right now in a groove, leading by 16, biggest lead for either team. Hopkins now in the open floor, and he'll go to the line and nearly went right into CEO Matt Johnson and Thunder's photographer Graham Hodges there.
Interesting to see that Worthing have started this quarter smaller. They've maybe trying to pick up the pace and defend the transition a little bit better. However, defensively, it's not giving them a huge amount of success. It's allowing Rockets to put some bigger bodies on some of the players that were causing the guards a little bit more problems earlier on. So I do wonder how long it'll be before they put a little bit more size into the game and start moving some of the 3s and 4s into the 2s and 3s.
Well, Rockets have scored 7 points in transition in this game. All 7 of those points have been in the second period. As Justin Hopkins makes the first. Justin Hopkins makes them both. 66-52 to the hometown Aldermore Reading Rockets. Here is Portman. Bo Knight. Inside to Portman. Beautiful pass from Bo Knight. Good defense from Dads. Olorarian. 9 on the shot clock for the Rockets. Creek can't hang on to it. It was a risky pass from Bo Knight. Dads on the floor. Ball is loose. Bodies all over the place. And that'll be a backcourt violation. But the hustle was real from Reading.
And look at the difference defensively from the first quarter to now. Reading, we were talking about how they defend their 1v1 matchups, ended up giving up 31 points. And yet in the last 13 and a half minutes of basketball, they've actually kept Worthing under 20.
14-point lead for the Rockets. Remember, Thunder led by 13 at one point in the first period. Scarborough putting the moves on Creek, dances his way to the basket, and Portman picks up the loose ball. Creek inside, Creek can't get it to fall. Portman on the floor, still has it though, battling with Adiolola. Of course, Portman and Adiolola know each other's game inside out. I think anyone that comes from the city of London will know each other's game inside out. There's a fair few Londoners on the court and on the bench. 5:23 to play in the third period. And Rockets have maintained a double-digit advantage, but this is a very talented new-look Thunder team that will keep the fight going. Scarborough to Hopkins. Dads. Adelola a three. That's long. And on the follow is Scarborough.
Rockets are going to look at how they're defending these 45 cuts. It looks like some players are looking to switch and some are not. So they're going to want to decide how they want to defend that. Did a good job denying the first action, but the next two actions, guards were left far too wide open.
And they get the steal as well. Maynard all alone, and the easy two-handed flush. And a timeout called by Samit Nurazadeh. And a good spell this from the Thunder, but a wise timeout from Samit Nurazadeh, killing any momentum that Worthing might have.
Absolutely, a really smart timeout from Coach Nurazadeh, because this is the kind of team, Worthing Thunder, that if they get hot, if they get on a roll, it can be a very, very tough matchup. So a couple of easy points in a row for Thunder. Rockets going to want to stop that momentum immediately, come up with some solutions, maybe actually do the opposite of what we said a second ago and actually slow down and get themselves into a set where they get the look that they really want. Maybe attack a certain matchup, maybe get a certain guard playing pick and roll with a certain big. We'll have to see what they come up with. Meanwhile, Thunder are going to want to keep this running. Okay, can they continue to get out in transition? Can they continue to try and impact defensively as they've done and maybe look to go a little bit bigger? We'll see.
Well, it's a new look BCB season, new name, teams are the same though. And it's sure to be an exciting, exhilarating new era of British basketball. And one of the key messages from the BCB is highlighting British talent. There's a lot of British talent on the floor. And of course, ex-SLB players will be playing this season. Look no further than the Derby Trailblazers. Connor Washington, Mo Walker will be a part of that team. Of course, there's a number of ex-SLB players for both of these teams as well, and all across the divisions.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think the BCP has created so much excitement with the caliber of players, and of course a little bit of new structuring as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this season goes. Certainly a lot of excitement around it.
These two teams will certainly want to be in the top half of the table come the end of April, as the ball is loose and picked up by Dads. Here is Adelola. Scarborough. Maynard, no hesitation. Short, though, with the three-pointer. Now 2 of 5 from downtown in this contest. Oloreren uses the screen from Creek, but lack of communication there, and Hopkins back-to-back field goals where the Thunder wide open in transition and easy two-handed dunks. And
that is not what you want straight out of a timeout, a transition dunk and a misstep on the offense.
Single-digit game now, and Bryant makes it a double-digit lead again.
But that will help, John, despite what I just said. That'll definitely help. Wide open three for Bryant, and of course, drains it.
Scarborough. Hopkins thought about it. Here is Maynard. Maynard pulls up, hangs, and misses the two. And Bryant with the rebound. Rebound number 5 for Malik Bryant. Bonite. Plenty of time on the shot clock for the Rockets. Oloreren over Dad's money.
And Oloreren is in far too good a shooting form to be letting him shoot a three off a jab. Definitely Thunder need to try and take him out of the game. He is really hurting them at the minute. 5
of 7 from downtown. Victor Oloreren in this one. He has 25. Adelola is fouled by Bonite on the floor.
But maybe the kind of thing that Thunder need. A couple of trips to the line, get some easy points. Of course, Thunder also have fouls to give as well. Rockets starting to score a little bit easier. So get a bit more physical. Don't be afraid to foul a couple of more possessions.
And you say that as well. Reading with one more foul to give in this third period as well. Thunder just one team foul in this third period. But a turnover off the pass there. And now Malik Bryant all in transition.
That is a lovely step behind the defender. uses a slower step to get the defender in front of him and then lunges to the opposite side of the basket for an easy layup.
And we'll be seeing a lot more of that this season as well. The speed, the athleticism of Malik Bryant. Here is Scarborough putting the moves on Creek and puts it in.
Yeah, good job from Scarborough. Scarborough, someone that's so dangerous. Normally seeing him more in the short corner, low post area, but playing a little bit more for the perimeter, from the perimeter here for Worthing.
Bryant. Horman. And good defense there from Elliot Dadds. Horman wants a foul, but good defense there from veteran Elliot Dadds, who, of course, one of the more decorated players in British basketball. 13 national titles at senior level. He'll check out of the game. And Troy McAdoo will come in for the Thunder. 14-point lead for the Rockets. Thunder did get it down to single digits briefly in this period, but Reading with the advantage. McAdoo inside. Good defense from Cooper Creek. And it'll be a Reading ball.
Yeah, just as we might have had a complaint for a foul one end, there's another one, another complaint down the other end. So actually probably balanced out quite nicely in the end.
I'm not a referee. I know nothing.
I've said this to you before. You'd look great in a yellow shirt.
Those illuminous jerseys that those referees wear, of course. Make a great cycling shirt, wouldn't they?
Definitely be able to see you on the roads.
Here is Bryant, and too quick for his own good, but it'll be a Rockets ball. Came off a Thunder player last, according to the referee Luke Doe, who's in good position. 1:40 to play in this third period. Ullman. Olararin. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Olararin gliding to the cup.
That is so tough from Olararin, getting him to 27 points. Glides past this defender in the pick and roll, lunges all the way to the basket.
Hopkins thought about the three. Scarborough will put up the three, and that's off the back iron. And the ball is loose, and a whistle has been called as Malik Bryant skied for the rebound. And already we're seeing what Malik Bryant can bring to this team. We said at the top of the stream that we'll be looking for his athleticism, his speed, and we've seen that in this contest as Tyner Sangu comes in and Victor Olararin comes out.
Yeah, absolutely. He's, of course, very exciting, high flying, can make big shots, so be exciting to have him for another season.
Spent last season in Bosnia and Herzegovina for KK Sheo. Averaged around 20 points a game for that team, but he turns the ball over there on that possession, and it's deflected out of bounds by Cooper Creek, and he's had a really good game thus far, despite the fact he was scoreless in the first half. In the second half, he's really come out to play.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's a player that's very versatile, can play in multiple roles, so does more than just put things on the points column. But of course, yes, first half probably still easing himself into the group, but second half much better.
Under a minute to play in the third period. Here is Adeolola putting the moves on Champion. Adeolola, a three is short. And here comes Bryant, full head of speed. Catch him if you can.
He hung in the air and stayed there. And when he was ready, he hammered it down.
Biggest lead of the game for either team. Hopkins muscling his way to the basket. And a whistle has gone. And Justin Hopkins will go back to the foul line for the Thunder. Hopkins, 8 of 9 from the stripe. And another player who's had a good game, a former Reading Rockets player, as we mentioned, from last season, as the Reading Rockets fans decide silence might be the best therapy there to put Hopkins off. That clearly didn't work.
No, not too well. Let's try the other one.
It doesn't work either way.
I think that's called ice in his veins.
76% from the stripe last season for the Rockets, Justin Hopkins, and thus far 10 of 11 here this afternoon. Here is Portman to Ullman. Bryant again explodes to the basket. Portman a three, short. Ullman looks to get the follow. Body's again on the floor. The ball is loose. It goes out of bounds and right into the waiting hands of Ben Fisher.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice hustle play from Hopkins. Managed to flip the ball around the defender, but unfortunately couldn't get the angle, and it goes out of bounds. But a chance here for Reading to set something up from the sideline, maybe go to a specific play. There's also only 14 seconds left on the shot and game clock, so they'll want to try and get the last shot here and make sure Thunder don't get another crack at the rim in the end of this quarter.
Absolutely. Only 5/10 of a second differential between shot and game. Champion. Winding down the seconds here in the third. Champion still has it, steals it away is Maynard. He'll pull up a three, he'll bank it home on the buzzer. Huge shot from Elijah Maynard, and is that the momentum that Thunder need going into the fourth?
It could just be. Come off the man, come off the moment, whichever way around it is. What a great shot from Maynard. Champion, you could see clearly upset with himself for the mistake. I just wonder if maybe that pick and roll, could he have had the ball on the other side of the floor, so he's playing on his stronger left hand. Nonetheless, Maynard with a huge play to get down the court in transition and make a huge bucket. Could that momentum make the difference? I wonder that too, John.
27 for Maynard, just 5 points in this third period for Elijah Maynard, but a huge three-pointer. And as mentioned, could that be the momentum swing that Thunder needs to get themselves back into this game? Reading Rockets, though, still with a double-digit lead. They won that third quarter by 3 points. And it's, you could say it's still all to play for going into the fourth period. Victor Olorarian with 27, Malik Bryant with 22. They're the standouts. Malik Bryant with 6 rebounds to his total. And for the Thunder, as said, Elijah Maynard has played all 30 minutes thus far. He has 27.
Yeah, absolutely. Maynard has been the standout. I think really important that maybe a second guy gets himself going in this fourth quarter. Maybe Hopkins gets even more trips at the line, or maybe Scarborough, 6 points in the last quarter. Can he continue to build on that momentum? But of course, hard to win games when you're giving up 27 points to Victor Olorarian and 22 to Bryant. So not only do they need a second or third guy to get going, they desperately need to find some solutions on defense.
Reading Rockets with 12 three-pointers in the whole game. In total, they scored 4 triples in the third. So perimeter defense, something that Worthing Thunder will certainly want to pay close attention to, because right now Reading lighting it up from downtown, 52% in this contest. Conversely, for the Thunder, they've only hit 3 three-pointers in this game, and that three-pointer coming at the end of the third period was their first since the early stages of the second. Here is Champion. Ullman gets past Scarborough, and we have ourselves a second wedgie.
Are you talking about the game still, John? Just
yeah,
checking.
yeah, oh, yeah, clearly. Did not know that the rims could produce such sorcery like that. Not once, but twice. Here is Hopkins. Loses the ball. And Bryant comes up with it. Here is Ullman. McIndoe stays with him. And the air ball layup from Matt Ullman, who can only smile.
Yeah, and he's done the right thing in terms of if you want to pass, you have to draw the defender first. However, I didn't think there was a teammate to pass to, so he probably could have done with going really hard.
Yeah.
And I always say we either put the player through the rim or we go to the free throw line as a result.
You've got to give it up for Troy McIntyre. That was good defense from him. Just being a presence in transition. He did his job well. And Thunder will get the ball trailing by 13 in the fourth quarter here. Early doors. As we just have a brief moment while the moisture technicians get busy at the other side of the floor.
And I think we might have a theme with this because last season we spoke jokingly about it always being players from Plymouth. And this is our new first year at Heartland High School Academy, not JMA, Heartland High School. This is Harvey Loveridge from Plymouth Basketball Club, which I can tell you produced the finest people having come there
Well, I was
myself.
just about to say, coming from someone who's come from Plymouth, we can see where the trend is, can't we? As Ullman checks out, Victor Olorarian comes in.
It's definitely an unbiased
Of course.
opinion, John. Don't worry about that.
And now we have not just someone from Plymouth, but someone from South Wales now getting involved as Jack Adams, one of the assistant coaches, also mopping up the sweat. Help from all over the place.
And what an excellent job he did too.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. The guy from Plymouth did better.
Absolutely, as always.
Southwest represent. Thunder get us back underway. Here is Maynard putting the moves on Portman. Adilola. Hopkins. Thunder shooting 45% from the field thus far. Maynard a three, that was tough.
I don't think I know how to defend that, John. That's excellent defense from Malik Bryant, but Elijah Maynard, there's no one better at rising up and hitting tough shots.
Champion has it. Looking for help, finds it in Portman inside. Good stand from Scarborough. Portman and a foul.
That is an incredibly hard shot to make. Tried to get a bite from the defender with a couple of fakes. Couldn't get a bite out of him, so just went up through the contact and still managed to get 2 points to go and a bonus at the line.
Well, we talk about Elijah Maynard with the tough three. Inside, Zane Portman over an elite defender. Under the hoop, Adrian Scarborough, who stood his ground well, but he somehow got it to go. It almost spun up the backboard and into the basket.
Bit of English on it, I do like it, and really tough as well for Scarborough because obviously we're talking about Thunder need a second or third guy to get going. That's his fourth foul. We still have almost 9 minutes to go until the end of the game, so he's going to have to manage that one. Him out the game could make this very, very hard for Worthing.
Well, Gary Smith opts to keep Scarborough in the game. Zane Portman, 9 points, 7 boards, 5 assists, and a shade under 2 steals a game last season. He got a triple-double in one game against the Bradford Dragons. Of course, now the Yorkshire Dragons. Had a fantastic campaign with the Rockets last term. Here is Scarborough. Maynard, no hesitation again.
And that is a big, big threat. Reading, similarly as we were having a conversation about Olorarian, Reading have to find a way to stop his catches because Maynard is causing them all sorts of problems.
And Adilola steals it away from Bryant and has the ball. And that will be an offensive foul on Adilola, who looked like he shoved Champion. Worthing bench not happy with the call. It was right in front of Gary Smith, Zaire Taylor, and Ishmael Fontaine, the 3 coaches. And the moisture technicians are back. It's been a fourth quarter about the technicians, isn't it? The water ejections. That's terrible.
Yeah, I didn't want to say
That's awful,
anything.
yeah, sorry about that.
All thoughts of John Hobbs are only John Hobbs.
All jokes aside, though, Thunder have got it back to a single-digit game slowly but surely. Reading still have control of this contest, but Worthing, you sense just finding a bit of a groove right now, slowly but surely, and this could have all the hallmarks of a cracking ending in store.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you've got the talent of Thunder, the game is never written off because you've got so many guys that can make such an impact. And with Maynard, as hot as he is offensively right now, it becomes very hard to guard. The length of Maynard and the height he gets in his pull-up makes him really hard to defend. Put a longer guy on him, he'll go by him. Put a smaller guy on him, he'll rise up over him.
Champion, Horman, Oloraren, Champion, puts it in, that's a three-pointer. Referees were just deciding whether his foot was on the line or not. And Alexandra Bentner, the official, decided that was a three. Back to a double-digit game. Hopkins muscling his way inside. Bryant stands his ground. Portman the rebound. It'll be a Thunder ball still.
Yeah, and I wonder who that foul's on. I couldn't see. I thought it was Scarborough that actually took Hopkins out, but even still, a really good idea from Hopkins to drive hard at Bryant and try and get contact on his way to finish. You can see him using those fakes as well, as we spoke about earlier.
And that's who the foul was on, Malik Bryant. So that'll be his third foul of this game. As the ball now gets cleaned up. It's not just the volunteers from Plymouth getting at it. The referees want a bit of the cleaning action as well.
We're just setting the standards, and everyone's just trying to copy us, so.
Housekeeping. And inside, Scarborough misses the layup. McIndoe on the follow. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, easy catch there for Scarborough. Pullman just caught sleeping a little bit, and Scarborough just managed to spin off him and get a good look at the basket. Great job following up on the rebound, and now a chance for two shots at the line.
Troy McIndoe will head to the striper player who started last season with the Milton Keynes Breakers, finished it at the London Cavaliers. Another veteran player who's been around the block, put some big highlights up, and is still honing his craft, and now hones his craft in the BCB. A great player, Troy McIndoe.
Yeah, but getting his first points on the board too in this one's important because it means they can just put a bit more size on the court and try and attack these mismatches as the guards have to defend the bigger bodies of Hopkins and Maynard.
Oloraren getting past Hopkins, explodes to the basket. .29 for Oloraren. Scarborough loses the ball, and here is Oloraren. It's 2-on-2. Portman the finish.
I'm so glad Portman got to finish that play. What a lovely steal from Portman, and Oloraren rewards him by giving him the 2 points.
Only his second field goal, but the Rockets extend their lead further. Maynard, a three, buries it.
I don't know how to guard him, John. That's an incredible shot. He is making everything with that high left-hand jumper.
6 of 9 from downtown for Elijah Maynard in this contest. Horman inside, beautiful find, and the Sangu hangs in the air for good measure.
Boom, easy points from the Sangu. Give him the ball and let him rise up and hammer it down.
Maynard, guarded heavily, puts up another one, but this time it's short. Hopkins collects the loose change, swiped away from the Sangu, and McIndoe will go to the line.
Nasangu, what a block that is. Get a dunk one and get a block the other. I hope Hopkins is okay. He's still down. I think he's all right. Maybe just a bit winded, so I hope he's going to be back on his feet shortly.
Well, he's calling for the Thunder players to come and help him up. Champion comes to help him up, and now Scarborough will come along. Lewis Champion went to help Justin Hopkins up to his feet, but Hopkins waving him away, wanting his teammates to help him up instead.
Yeah, a bit of an unwritten rule that if your teammate's on the floor and the ball is out of bounds, then it should be your teammates that go and pick you up. So maybe just some early season, just trying to make sure he's holding his team to certain standards.
Well, Thunder have always been a very close-knit team over the years. As McAdoo makes the first. Of course, both of these teams have had pre-season games. Of course, Worthing Thunder actually had a pre-season game last night. They played the London Lions second team of NBL Division 1. Won that game 101-65 at Sir Robert Woodard Academy in Lancing, which will play host to a couple of Worthing Thunder games this season, just down the road from the Worthing Leisure Centre, where they normally play their home fixtures. Here is Nasangu. Olarerin finds a bit of room and finishes.
Lovely double clutch finish, easy right hand layup.
Trademark Victor Olarerin. Hopkins. Brian Ammoning into the game for the Thunder and on the ball. Maynard looking for help. Brian Ammoning with 5 to shoot. Good pass inside. Scarborough does the rest.
Great find from Manning. Managed to find his teammate Scarborough just chilling under the backboard and managed to find him with a nice little dime.
Scarborough with 12. Bryant. Beautiful pass. But Nasangu fluffs his lines. Maynard. Adilola. Maynard is open, but now Portman comes to him. Good defense from Portman. The ball is loose. It's still on Thunder's hands. Brian Ammoning marked by Nasangu. Foul is called on the floor.
Really important in the game that you've got to try and make the easy ones. Nasangu leaving 2 at the rim there. And of course, 14 fouls as well for Rockets. Any more fouls than Thunder get some easy ones at the line. They haven't been too bad at the free throw line today, only missing 1 shot.
And they've been to the line 21 times as well, so fair amount of practice in this contest. 5:09 to play. That's a wild pass from Adilola, and I think from the moment it left his hands, he knew what the fate of that was.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Maybe a bit of miscommunication. Thought his teammate was just going to offer a line of pass, but ends up on a bit of a loose one, and I think the person in row A enjoyed that catch.
But you've got to take into account as well, this is the very early stages of the season. This is the first game of a new era of BCB basketball. Champion is fouled by Adilola. That's 3. In fact, that'll put Thunder over the limit, excuse me. Or maybe not. I was going to say, do we ignore that? That's 14 fouls, isn't it? That should be 5.
I'm not too sure, John. Very good question.
Thunder should be in the penalty here.
I'm trying to see if on the table there's a cone up. Looks like it isn't.
Well, what do I know? Referee's just double checking it, but it looks like 14 fouls. The referees are just having a chat about this. Well, 14 fouls it is. What do I know? I'll shut up. Here is Olarerin. Even Charlie's trying to figure it out. Here is Olarerin still on the ball. Puts it up, blocks by Brian Manning. And now Thunder can break. And a foul has been called as Scarborough was attacking the basket.
So we've got a team foul count now. 5 to 3.
Yeah, 5 to 3 now.
So it must have been Rockets.
Yeah.
Rockets were on the 4. Thunder are now at 3. So Thunder still have 1 more.
It's still a rusty. We're still getting the rust out.
It's distracted by the yellow shirt. So
yeah.
I mean, could they not have gone with pink or something? I don't know.
Oh dear. Scarborough at the line.
Really interesting to me, John, looking at the stat line. Only 3 free throws shot all game by the Reading Rockets, and they haven't made one. I think that says a lot to me about how many times they're shooting from the perimeter and the types of shot they're taking. And what I think is really important that Worthing take their size advantage, continue to get to the line, continue to make players defend all the way to the rim.
And that was trips number 22 and 23 for Thunder in this contest. Ball is loose, and Champion, I think, takes an accidental hit to the face from Elliot Dadds. Certainly nothing.
Yeah,
don't think there was anything in that at all.
No, I think they were battling for the loose ball. I had a pretty good line of that one. And I think he kind of Dadds went to try and grab the ball and just caught him with an elbow. Yeah. Samit Arizade wants unsportsmanlike foul. I think it depends what the refs have seen here. I definitely don't think there was anything intentional on it, but he definitely did get a little clock to the nose.
Well, with 4:22 remaining in this contest, as the referees just have a chat, of course, one thing we need to say to you guys is like, share and subscribe to the BCB YouTube channel. There'll be so much action, not just on the court but off it. As throughout the season there'll be loads of behind the scenes content, getting to know the players, the stories, as well as the full throttle action across the country as we crown an inaugural BCB trophy champion and league winners as well leading into the playoffs. It's going to be an enthralling campaign as Elliot Dadds and Lewis Champion shake hands. An inadvertent elbow from Dadds goes unpunished, and rightfully so, because as you said, Charlie, they were just going for a loose ball.
Yeah, it was completely unintentional.
Yeah.
If the referees didn't see it, you'd rather they didn't call it, right? You don't want them to guess.
Hopkins steps back and buries a midi.
Big shot from Hopkins, managed to get the switch from Creek, so just step back and rised up and over him. Easy 2 points and only a single-digit game still.
Yeah. Creek, that's off. And gets his own rebound. Scarborough keeps it alive. Creek still has it. The ball is loose. And Reading keep it. Champion calls for calm. 3 to shoot, though. Olarer in a 3. Deflected by Maynard. And here is Maynard on the ball. Passes it inside, and I think an offensive foul has been called as Champion is now on the floor. An offensive foul in transition there for the Thunder. Good defense there from Lewis Champion.
Absolutely, and I think it's the second one he's taken this game as well. So a great job from Lewis Champion. It reminds me of Mitch Clark last season. I don't think we had a game where we didn't see him take an offensive foul. Maybe Champion's trying to take that one on the shoulders this year. 10
consecutive charging fouls for Mitch Clark last season. There's your stat of the day. Now, of course, a proud member of the Newcastle Eagles in the Northeast. Well-deserved call up to the Super League for Mitch Clark. Here is Cooper Creek, who was influenced to come to Reading by Mitch Clark, and he turns assist provider for Taina Sangu.
Yeah, Taina Sangu's 5th and 6th point with that one wide open in the mid-range. Important, bigs can hit those shots, otherwise you don't defend them until they get to the rim.
Nearly a steal there. It'll stay with the Thunder right in front of the Rockets bench.
A chance here for Thunder to get a set and really get the look they want. I wonder what kind of mismatch they can try and create. Can they isolate a 1v1 here?
3 minutes to play. 10-point game, turnover, Reading. Olarerin in the open floor, that's too easy.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that was the 1v1 to take. Very rarely do you want to play 1v1 from the top of the three-point line. Too many defenders behind your man. Got to play from the wing or from the baseline. Timeout call. Opportunity here for both teams to try and navigate the last 3 minutes and who can come out with the first win of the season.
History is made here today at Loddon Valley. The circumstances may have changed, but the game remains the same. It is a new era, and we thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the basketball, or the BCB, British Championship Basketball YouTube channel. So many more games, so much news coming out of the BCB in the coming weeks. A new website launch. Of course, more activity on social media. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms. Look up Brit Champ Basketball. As the Haribos flying across Loddon Valley. And yet we don't get anything.
I'm going to have to challenge him on how far he can throw it here, John. I want a packet of sweets.
Even the referees are getting offered Haribos. Alexandra Bettner politely declining. But out on the court, it's all business. 2:51 the play. Reading, who trailed by as many as 13 points in the first quarter, have accelerated away in the second and have maintained a double-digit advantage almost exclusively throughout. Worthing have reduced it to single figures a couple of times. Can Worthing make it uncomfortable for the hometown fans here? Hopkins under the basket, and he'll put it in. Beautiful patience there from Justin Hopkins to get to his spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Important to come out of that timeout with a couple of points immediately. Need to get stops here to put more pressure on Reading.
Olarerin. Plenty of clutch players on this Reading squad. 4 to shoot for the Rockets. Creek, Bryant wide open, no. Ball is loose. Nasangu just about keeps it in, but right into the waiting hands of Elliot Dadds. Worthing have the numbers. Dadds a three. Doesn't get it to fall. On the follow is Scarborough.
Very important points. It was a great find from Creek down the other end, but Scarborough making sure that the shot for Worthing goes down. 8-point game. 3 possessions is all it would take for Thunder to get stops and get the lead.
Here is Creek. Olarerin. Olarerin slicing, and the finish from Creek.
Lovely find from Olarerin. What a great job he's done today of distributing to his teammates.
And now the referee's just stopping play. 97-87, 128 to play here in the first ever BCB game of a brand new season. And what a thrilling ending it has in store for us here. It might be a 10-point game, but the Thunder are a very talented team. They have recruited strongly over the summer. But right now, Reading holding their ground here at the Valley. Creek is defending Scarborough. Stolen by Bryant. Here is Creek. It's 3-on-1. Olarerin can't get it to go. Hopkins, the lob. Scarborough under the hoop. Good defense from Nasangu. Samet Nurizadeh calls for his team to slow it down. Under a minute to play, time on their side, and Bo Knight does just that. Bo Knight, Bryant, Olarerin a three. The dagger has been stuck into Worthing.
That is game. Worthing beats quick points here.
Hopkins misses the three. Reading are well on their way now. Bo Knight will just slow it down. Olarerin. Creek just about hangs on. Bo Knight, the finishing touch to a sublime afternoon as the Reading Rockets start as they mean to go on. It's a new era, but it's the same old Reading. They come away victorious in the first ever BCB Trophy game. There is still time on the clock. The celebrations begin, but the game is still going on.
Yeah, the ball went out of bounds, but still 2.3 seconds left.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody on the court actually wants to play it. but by the rules they have to.
They've got to, yeah.
And there's a timeout called.
Gary Smith calls timeout. There's still time on the clock. So the fans are told to go back to their seats, but regardless, Worthing Thunder have a strong team this season, and of course, this is only the first game, so they'll be back. There's no question about it, but today, this was Reading's day.
Absolutely, the start of the season has to be a sprint to try and get wins. Very limited time to try and make tactical and strategic plans to win games, but the rest of the season is the marathon. You've got to try and make sure throughout the season you're adjusting, you're changing your game plan. Look at the star-studded lineup of Worthing. Maybe they didn't get today's, but if they can get the right systems in place, the right style of play, the season could be a very exciting one for them.
So 2.9 seconds are still left on the clock. 36 points for Victor Olorerin in this contest. An absolutely incredible game for him. 6 of 10 from downtown. Malik Bryant on his home debut with 22 points on 71% shooting. Reading shooting 59% from the floor. They shot 61% when these two teams met in the Kit King Trophy here at Loddon Valley last season. So it's almost the same habits for Reading. For Worthing, an equal 36 points for Elijah Maynard in this game. And they'll look to get some more points on the board. Hopkins doesn't get the fall, and that'll do it.
Absolutely, a lovely chance for the 3 academy players to make their debuts of this actual season. They played a bit in pre-season, they get a bit of time just to finish the game and enjoy the celebrations. Loddon Valley on their feet. They've seen an excellent offensive display from both their own home Reading Rockets team and an amazing performance from Worthing Thunder's Maynard, former Reading Rockets, as well as Hopkins. So awesome game. Loddon Valley clearly got a treat for the first one of the season.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our coverage here at Loddon Valley as the new era begins and the Reading Rockets continue as they go. They beat the Worthing Thunder 103-87. A fantastic performance from the home side. For Charlie Haynes, I'm John Hobbs. Have a pleasant afternoon and an evening wherever you are. Take care. Bye-bye for now.